3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch. It's hour number 2, special edition, an extra hour. John Bachman, Vice President of Content, had me working like a slave last night after the watch party. We were here till 11:30, 12 o'clock with the post-date coverage, and we're back today for 2 hours, action-packed with politics, with crypto. We have Enrique from the Proud Boys. We have Jake Ugar from Young Turks. We have all the action you could ever believe and more. But when you're at the Blockchain Center and one of the co-founders of Bitcoin is in the house, you gotta have him on. And we had Drew Taylor talking about the Wild West Crypto Show, and now joining us, Jörg Molt. And you're one of the original developers of Bitcoin that's actually unmasked yourself. So tell us how this began. There's so many fables out there. Tell us the real story.
Okay, the real story is about that Bitcoin is not coming from heaven or something like that. So the real story is about that Satoshi Nakamoto was the guy who made the security and the thing. Because if you're going out in markets and you know that, and you said, hey, we have new money or something out there, you can't go out there without security. So everything before has been hacked, every system has been hacked. I'm a conceptualist. So when I was rising in the 70s, I was born with the Commodore VC20. And I met all the guys from former times. They called me someday and said, hey, what about digital money? What do you think about how's the world coming? We come from a very, very strong militarian point of view. So as you see today, we do all the things. So and coming into the right circle with people to talk about being a future of money was the best thing you have ever done. So for example, Bitcoin technologies from the technology point is something like Napster or your Bitcoin networks today is a combination. It's nothing like the distributed ledger technology we use in blockchain. It's different from that. It's a file transfer protocol with an extraordinary security of files. So, but the main thing is today, many people talk like you about the stock markets and everything, and we need the stock markets because I'm coming from a strong point of view that Bitcoin is some kind of money. So I would say we have a lot of projects, around 150 charity projects all over the world. We run a school, Satoshi School, where we people educate in how to use Bitcoin as money and as an investment, because Bitcoin is both sides of the story. You can't cut off the political thing of Bitcoin, right?
I'm never speechless. My co-host Frank Morano, who's not here today, always tells me to shut up, talk less, let the guests talk more. But when you have a legend like this on the show, you gotta just sit back and listen and learn. And tell me a little about these Satoshi schools. How can people out there get to some of these schools and educate themselves? I mean, I know a little, you know it all, but there's people out there that want to know it. I always tell them, don't just go dive in head first. Educate yourself a little bit. How do they find out more about the Satoshi schools?
Okay, we have a website, satoshi-school.com. You can watch out there. We make on-site training for people, banks. We invented Bitcoin as a part of a currency in Japan, for example. So we not only for the normal people, I think Bitcoin is the change of the society, the next generation society. So we have to bring all the people in there. So when I was saying Blockchain Center, Erica, I met her at a conference, I held my speech, she runs after me, because I think we need the business on the one side to get volatility up. Volatility is for me nothing to be afraid of. The more the price is going up, the more people earn in certain countries like Venezuela or something like that. We topped it on 30,000, they make a cut, $5 in Venezuela is like $1,000 here. So think about that thing, that volatility has a useful sense. And more about, we have to bring back the idea of it. Bitcoin was meant to be free. So what is your freedom worth if you can't do a dime with your money because the bank's stopping for accessing? So that's one thing. And it's not the politic who has problems with Bitcoin, so the central bank is talking into Bitcoin. That was when we were in Japan. The guys from the guy from the government sent out the central bank the last time before they get it as a cryptocurrency. So what we have to do is we have to talk in a way that we do not talk about money laundering and something like that, because AML is not good for poverty.
One of the things that AML is anti-money laundering. It's a big thing right now. It's probably one of the biggest costs to companies that want to transact in all kinds of cryptocurrencies, because the government wants to make sure you're not using cryptocurrency to do these backroom transactions, all this other crap. But the truth of the matter is, when people tell you about how Bitcoin is used for drug deals and all this other stuff, the number one used currency for money laundering and drug deals is the USD.
Right.
Right?
That's
so
exactly what it is.
USD is used to commit the most crimes around the world, if you ask me. And the government's telling us how cryptocurrency, how much safer is crypto? Of course it's trackable.
Yeah, crypto is in a way trackable, especially Bitcoin, but on the other side, there's both sides of the story trackable. Think about your taxes. Many people avoid to pay taxes because they do not know what happens to the taxes. Think about John McAfee, he's on the float, you know, he's running away his billions on his account and then 8 million he runs, yeah? Because he says, I do not support a system for tax, which is cutting the people out of the money.
Right.
So that's the problem. We can't track our taxes. So it's not about the political party who is going there, but it's about transparency. They want us to be transparent in a world that we have to explain everything we do with our money, but they do not explain to us what they do with our money. We spend for them to doing things. So you see all the problems here.
You know, one of the things I always talk to my audience about, and I talk at conferences and stuff, is people don't realize this, but the government has trained U.S. citizens to think a tax refund check is like a bonus. Right, I'm getting a refund. Ooh, I've got $8,000 in my check. I'm waiting for my check. What they don't realize is that means when you're getting a refund or a rebate, that means you overpaid for something. So the government has conditioned people to overpay their taxes out of their check every week. And then at the end of the year, they say, oh, guess what? We're going to give you a bonus. We're going to give you a refund. A refund means you overcharge me. Or I don't like the product I got from you. I keep telling people they should take the most amount of deductions, take more money in their paycheck, and pay the government at the end of the year. That's what I owe you, fine. Here's your money. I don't want them holding my money for a year. All this is out of the way with crypto.
Yeah, the problem is also that we haven't got any self-responsibility in our life. You know, you rise as a child, your parents were saying, why do you do that? Daddy do. Daddy's saying you have to do that, and that your boss is saying you have to do that and that. And we didn't care about what it is, and many people want to point a finger if something is going wrong. In cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, you are a self-responsible person for your own money, for what you spend and everything. And the bank's talking to me, what about custody management? Not about custody management. I create a blockchain next to the Bitcoin blockchain, and then I do the custody management on there, and the payment checks come from the Bitcoin. So I have transparency all the way, but I can do the custody management by my own. And what I own is an experiment. It's something we want to try, we want to learn, we want to fail. But if always someone is talking, you have to fail in a way, I want you to fail. That's kind of wrong. And you can't deny that Bitcoin is unstoppable. So you can't stop that thing, so we have a lot of potential in the political discussions of the future, and you will see that there is, if we do not go for a common way, come together, sit together and talk about solutions together with politics, with banks or anything in there will be a crash in both worlds, you know?
Absolutely. You're watching Liquid Lunch on NewsMax TV. We're coming to you live from the Blockchain Center in Miami, as we do every day, Monday to Friday from noon to 1 Eastern. Today, we got a special expanded coverage. Of course, the show is brought to you, as always, from Question Tequila Studios, and we have Question Will Travel. Our friends over at Series 1, they're trying to do the whole comprehensive top-down investment banking. Tony Hussein's going to be on with us a little later on, talk about all the developments on the broker-dealer side, and all our friends out at BCB Bank. Thank you for having all 31 branches of BCB tuned into Liquid Lunch every day. I do a couple of public service announcements, but getting back to the last few minutes of this segment, there's all these stories out there about Satoshi was this, Satoshi was Nick, Satoshi was that. Break some news for us. Tell us who Satoshi is.
Okay, Satoshi is neither the people you suspect. Satoshi is a shy guy living in actually a half Canadian guy. About that, that's what we knew for sure. He is about my age, 46 years old, and what we know for sure is he's still alive, and he's not coming alive. Many people say, come out and show you out. Why should he do that? We created a system no one can recreate. So, but you know how you have done it. And what would you think, who is running after you? If you ask Edward Snowden who's running after you, if you come out and says, I'm Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
So I don't want, even if I want. And people have to understand.
Well, then why are you coming out?
Well, I'm coming out because we lost the track. The main thing is many people say, okay, let Bitcoin rise to the moon, or Bitcoin is zero, then people have to use it as cash. Yeah, because you can pay everything in Japan with Bitcoin without a chain. So, but I'm coming out from one strong point. If we do not, if we fail the path now, we break down the future for our kids, and that's the thing. We are talking about economy crisis. We are in front of an economy crisis. You see what the stock market has done in the last few weeks with you, up and down, the heart attacks come back, you know. And I think the millennials have a strong point of what I can decide and how can I use my money for. And the next thing is, what is about ownership? We are far away from ownership. We pay for our debts. We overblow the debts at the moment. Visa and MasterCard has more debts than in 2008. So how will you fight debts if you fight the system and you want to make a stable coin? It's like the gold standard for Bitcoin. It's ridiculous. We have a deflationary system. It's only working until 2140. And this is the time where we can make a change. If we fail to make the change, who will done ever? We are becoming digital slaves. Look about IoT.
Thank God you came out of the closet, because people need to know there are real people behind Bitcoin and the development of it. There's all these fables out there.
Yeah, totally freaks.
But before you leave, could you give me Satoshi's number?
Even if I could, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
What if I promise to have you on again next week? What if I promise to promote the Satoshi schools?
Yeah, because people come sooner or later from a loan.
You see what I'm trying to do with this show here? I'm trying to create a platform where purple people, libertarians, crypto enthusiasts can have a forum to talk and educate and make everyone aware. Could you imagine if you got me on the phone with Satoshi? My show would blow up. It would be amazing.
When I'm on the phone with Satoshi and he says to me, don't talk to the guy, I'm going to you. This is amazing enough.
Yeah, okay. You bring me the news from Satoshi.
Yeah.
You're watching Liquid Lunch. We'll be back right after this. Thank you very much. Jörg, Molt. Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it.